And we are back in the building, back with some more boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and all that good stuff. Now, guys, we're talking about King Ryan Garcia. Today was his kickoff press conference to his return bout to the ring with a very, very tough competitor in Oscar Duarte. That fight takes place December the 2nd. At the Toyota Center Arena in Houston, Texas, and of course is going to be on DAZN. Now, as far as the press conference goes, it was pretty uneventful. There wasn't any jaw-jacking, going back and forth between the fighters. I think some of that was due to the fact that Duarte not really up on his English, but he did stare Ryan down pretty hard in there during the face-off, but it was a pretty respectful press conference. So I want to talk about some of the things that stood out to me when it came to Ryan Garcia and why I respect that kid so much. I did a complete 360 on Ryan Garcia. I used to talk about Ryan Garcia like a lot of you guys did, him being more interested in being a social media influencer than being a boxer. And then he slowly changed my mind, especially when he wanted that Gervonta Tank Davis fight. When him and Tank made that fight happen, I had a newfound respect for Ryan Garcia because I knew Ryan knew he wasn't up to the level of a Gervonta Tank Davis fight, but he wanted to make the big fights for the fans, and he wanted to set an example to the other fighters out there. Instead of going the easy route, make the fights that people want to see, and the fans will come. And that is true. They made a boatload of money on that fight, and I just have to respect that kid for that. So hats off to Ryan Garcia for that. Now, he was asked, of course, about taking such a tough fight with Oscar Duarte. And Oscar Duarte, he is a tough guy. I was looking at his box rec. He has his last 11 wins. I think they're KO wins. I've watched some other channels interview him or interviewing other fighters and talking about Duarte and talking about how strong he is and how hard he hits. And yeah, Ryan's taken a pretty tough fight. And he was asked about that. He says he wants to be a champion at 140, so he can't be taking easy fights. He can't be taking easy fights. What fighters talk like that? You don't hear a lot of fighters talk like that. And that's another reason I have to respect him. He wants to take the hard route. I think he wants to be respected in the sport. He doesn't want to be looked at as a social media guy. He wants to be looked at as a guy who's serious about his craft. And I see it. I see greatness in this kid if, he can make it happen. If he can, grasp that brass ring and take it there. I think he does have the potential to be a great fighter. And I just can't believe, the difference in Ryan Garcia. Now, he said that we know that he's working with Derek James, of course. He said he's honing his skills, learning a lot of different things from Derek James. And that's great that he's open to learning new things. You got a lot of guys, a lot of fighters, they don't want to learn new things. They just want to do what they're good at. And Ryan knew after that Gervonta Tank Davis fight, he had a lot of holes in his game. He dropped his old trainer, got a new trainer, and now he's working on those basic fundamentals and plugging up that defense, working on that jab, working on that footwork. And you just can't do anything but respect this kid. And I'm interested in seeing how far he takes this. Now, he did have a hit list, guys. He talked about, if he gets past Duarte, of course. Let me pull up the article here and see what he said. I think it was Teofimo Lopez, of course. Devin Haney's on that hit list. And, of course, Gervonta Tank Davis, a rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis. And, these were the guys that everybody expected to fight at 135. And when it didn't happen, a lot of boxing fans were disappointed. But we may still be able to get these huge fights just at 140. Now, he says about Gervonta, he says he feels that the circumstances, he said, I feel like under different circumstances, I could beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that has to do with him not fighting, at a catch weight, fighting at his weight now, which is 140. You can't really expect Ryan to go back down to 135. He's such a big guy. Whether or not he can beat Tank in a rematch, I don't know. It depends on what he actually takes from Derrick James. He may be able to use his height and reach advantage to outbox Tank and set Tank up, but we're not going to know until it actually happens. He also talked about fighting Devin Haney. He said they had a long history in the amateurs. I think that fight would be a chess match. Devin Haney, very skilled in the ring, doesn't have power like Tank. But he is a big guy. If you guys seen him lately, he's looking huge. He looked huge next to Regis Prograde, and I think that would be a tough fight for Ryan as well. He also talked about Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez packs a lot of power. He's the lineal champion at 140 guys, and the WBO champion. So that's a tough fight for Ryan Garcia. He wants the big fights, and I like it. I like it a lot. This is how fighters should be talking, wanting to face the best competition and not looking to get a title and then face mediocre competition or duck their mandatories. And it's all respect from me for Ryan Garcia. Even if he loses, I just got a lot of respect for the kid, because he wants to give fans what they want. Big fights, and he's not afraid. Well, he doesn't have an O anymore, but he wasn't afraid to let it go. And I think that's the thing with a lot of fighters. They don't want to lose their O. They think it's the end of their career, but really it's not. It's not. There's a lot of fighters who that have losses on their records, and they garner a huge amount of respect from the fans. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about the press conference today. What do you think about Ryan's next move? If he does beat Duarte, who would you want to see him in the ring with? Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Rolly? You guys let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.